Okay guys, welcome to another of our video tutorial. Today we'll be going into the type conversion. So what we'll be doing here is a real life example, so you really know what it means to have different types of data types converted before using them. Okay, so it's actually a way of converting from one data type to another data type. If you have to work with two different data types, you have to convert them to be the same. Okay, so we're going into one of the typical examples that we have. Let's say we want to write a code that will have someone's date of birth or age displayed. Okay, so we're going into that right now. I will explain as soon as I'm done typing. All right. Okay guys, so what I've actually written here is a situation where we'll have to get the birth year from a user, and we'll have to take out the birth year from this year. This is 2022, so we'll have to take out the birth year from the user so we can actually get his or her age. All right, so when we run this program, we're going to encounter some errors because we're actually working with two different data types and we're trying to add or do some mathematical or arithmetical computation with them, and that is an issue here. All right, so let's run this program and see what happens. Okay, so what is your birth year? Let's say 1980. Okay, oh my god. Okay, so this is what I was trying to talk about. Now we have an error here. So this error is actually displayed on this main py. This is the main file that has this error, the main.py, and this is the line where this error is located, line 2 here. And we'll also have a system where the particular type of error will also be displayed. So this error type is unsupported operand. Okay, int and string. We're trying to work with an integer and a string, so it doesn't work that way. All right, so here what we'll have to do is, since we have whatsoever we have inside a single or double quote as a string, irrespective of it being a number, so what we can do is to convert whatsoever we have in there to be an integer by affixing int just before the input statement, input function. All right, so adding this int has converted whatsoever string that we initially had here to an integer, and already 2022 is an integer, so we're trying to remove a mere string from a number or an integer, so it doesn't work that way. So now we have been able to convert both of them. I think PyCharm will be happy. All right, so when you run your program again, let's say 1980. Okay, wow, you can see the actual age is displayed here. Okay, but we can make this thing to look more fun by using this formatted string, not string concatenation right now. So we'll use formatted string. By way of default, you start with your F, like I told you. So we say Mr. Smith's age is age. Okay, so this will have the statement displayed in this format. Okay, so when you run your program again, what you're going to get is what is your birth year. So we say 1969. Okay, and when you hit your run key and your enter key, what you're going to have is Mr. Smith's age is 55 years. Okay, so if you want to add the years here, you can actually do that here. Okay, so (1969). Okay, so Mr. Smith's age is 55 years. Okay, or Mr. Smith is 55 years old. So whatsoever you want to form with this formatted strings is up to you. Okay, so this is how you get conversion done from one data type to another data type. Okay, so we are still going to go into another type of example where we'll have to convert, but this time around we are going to go into measurement. Okay, so you can see here we are using real life examples, so you know Python is actually for everyone, and we are talking about real life experiences here. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do here is to clean up this. So we want to get a weight of somebody in pounds and in kilos. Okay, so what we're going to get is, we'll start with the weight of a person in pound. Okay, so we'll say weight. We'll say weight in pound. Okay, so we'll assign this to, let's say get an input. Okay, what is your weight in pound? Okay, right, let's make it this. Okay, so guys, what I've actually done here is another real life example where we'll have to get someone's weight in pounds converted to kilogram. Okay, so the first thing to do is to actually get the real weight in pounds, then we'll do the conversion. So here we have actually written a code that will request for the weight in pound. Here we said, what is your weight in pound? Okay, should be a question mark here and there should be a space. So what is your weight in pound? Once this weight is given to us, we will use this formula to convert it. Okay, so if you want to convert a pound to a kilogram, you use 0.45. so if you want to convert the pound to kilogram, you divide by 0.5. okay, so right now we are converting the pound, that is why we are multiplying it by 0.45. if we are to convert it to, if it's actually in kilos already and we want to get it in pounds, all we'll do is to divide by 0.45. all right, so I want to show you how you can have errors working with different data types without having to convert them. Okay, so when you run your program, okay, so what is your weight in pound? Let's say 170. Okay, so another type of error is displayed. Okay, so let's not waste further time. You can see here, can't multiply sequence by non-int of type flow. Okay, so what it literally means is that here we are getting our weight here in pound as a string. So it's telling us that whatsoever we have here can only be multiplied by something that has to do with a string, an integer or a float. Already this is a float. Like I taught you before, this is a float because of the decimal point. So you can only multiply a float by a float, another of its type, or an integer. You can't do that with any other data type. Alright, so what we can do here to salvage this problem is to affix int like I did before here in the first example, and everything will be all right. Okay, so when you run your program again, what is your weight in pound? Let's make it 200 this time around. Okay, so you can see here now the actual weight is being displayed. Joan's weight in kilos is 90.0. Okay, so this is actually how you convert from one data type to another data type. Okay, so let me give you a simple example on how you can also do that without having to go through writing of codes. Okay, let's say you want to, let's say name is equal to, let me say 1 2 3 4. Normally you and I know that 1 2 3 4 is an integer, right? But for the fact that it is inside this double quote, it simply means is, I won't tell you that. Let's find out. So what you will do is to print type, remember, name, that's the name of the variable. Then when you run your program, okay, so you can see that it is a string now because of this double quote. So ordinarily this is supposed to be an integer, right? But it is a string because of the quotation marks that it is enclosed with. So if we want to really reconvert this to be an integer that is supposed to be, what we can do is to do this. So we have actually we are actually trying to reconvert these numbers which we have made to be a string back to an integer. So when you run this program again, what you're going to get is something quite different. Wow, you can see now it is an integer because we have converted it to be an integer. So this is the best way of converting data types before using them. Right? So the next class we're going to be having is what we all been waiting for, the strings itself. I've been mentioning strings here and you might be wondering what is a string. So we're going to be talking about strings and details in our next class. Take care.